hey, guess what? It's Saturday. All right, it's almost 3 o'clock. We're going to be doing a freaking video today. There's, I think, 11 or 12 games I got to show you here. But for a minute, let's go over yesterday. All right, let's go over last night. Talk about what happened. The 2 games, you know, it's fun to pick. Frickin'. It's not a curse word, but it is a word that says I'm upset. I said stay away from Edmonton, and I did stay away from Edmonton on almost all my rosters. I managed to put up 41 points on a DraftKings roster without really, I think I maybe had one Edmonton guy. I think I might have taken McDavid on one. But I said stay away from him, and I did mostly, and I took Schneider. And look at this. 6 of the top 9 scoring guys come off of Edmonton. That's why you should just play everything and throw a roster with everything and just pick the guys. A lot of these guys are predictable. McDavid, Clefbaum, Larson not so much. Nugent Hopkins, yes, lately. Caligula out of nowhere. He just put a dagger in my Caligula heart. Draisaitl, McDavid, unbelievable. Anyway, Yossi had a huge. I had Yossi and Subban on one. That was a nice combo for defense. Silverberg did score. Anyway, so yeah, put up a huge scoring night for 2 games. I mean, it was insane, right? So goaltenders wise for that game, also Rene. Look at my pick was Schneider. He of course lost and gave up more than I thought, and then Talbot wins that game, and then Rene is the one you wanted. Did take him on one roster, so that's unbelievable though. Anyway, so we have a new day though. So we've got a bunch of new games. We've got like 12 games, I think. We're going to go over them one by one. I haven't really looked at much yet, so we're going to learn together. And we're going to reset this up by team and by line, by player and salary. And everyone should be in here. Lines 1 through 4. Teams, and these are the games. 3, 6, 9, 12 games we can go over, right? So let's start at the beginning. Anaheim and San Jose. All right, well, team-wise, Anaheim and San Jose, you can look at this in the context of everyone, or you can just look at them together. San Jose's been putting up some goals and playing really well lately. And Anaheim has also been putting up some goals and playing pretty well lately. So they did just lose yesterday, I believe, to Nashville, though, right? Just last night? Yep. Nashville outscored them just yesterday, right? So, San Jose probably going to win this game. We saw Nashville just put up a lot of goals on Anaheim. So, goalie-wise, who are they going with? And I have probables to start, yes, active players. Anaheim, San Jose, this should be Martin Jones versus Gibson. Gibson just gave up what last night? 4? Jones hasn't been giving up much at all. 1 to 2, 1 to 2. So Jones is a good goalie pick here, although Anaheim does score a few goals. But shot-wise, what does Anaheim get shot-wise? They're putting up 30s, low 20. Pretty good. I see a good amount of green here. Anaheim's a pretty heavy shooting team. Jones is a very good pick here. So that makes me think, all right, offensive-wise, you want to look San Jose more, right? So in terms of what we have for offense on San Jose, you get your big guns Burns, who gives you that like 6 or 7 or 8 point game, and then a 3. He's probably due for another 7-point game. Pavelski probably with him is a good idea. Joakim Ryan, is that now? That's not enough there to go. Just these 2 here. Thornton doesn't really put up big points. He'll just do a 5 or 6 point game once in a while. It's Logan Couture that can blow up, and then Hurdle. You want something like that. So you grab those 2. Heed and Donskoy. Heed has been really nice in the last 5 games. Looks really good, doesn't it? And Donskoy too. So this is climbing, I think. And D'Amelio, I guess he's back from injury. And Boddicker, if Boddicker comes out of like a multi-year slump, that'd be incredible. Heed and Donskoy, so there's what you want to do if you grab those lines. Anaheim-wise, I don't think they're going to get too many goals in this game. They've moved Kase up to the first line, so they split up Kase and Grant, which had been a twosome that I was going to notice that watching the game last night. Kase is a solid player. I do like him here. I like him if you have a large, get such a big roster today. If you can take twosomes and stuff. This is an interesting twosome. These two seem to like each other. They seem to be friends. Raquel can be taken, but I feel like this is a new love fest that you might want to grab because it's probably pretty cheap. Still 49-41. How's that for a first line combination of 49 and 4100? That's pretty awesome. Although it's up against Martin Jones tonight, so it's not a good night for it, but something to watch out in the future. Montour, Big Cogliano and Silverberg, yeah, Vermette, and Wagner I think is doing good things. But I'm going to stay away from people, but if I do take a random twosome, that's not a bad one to grab. Next, Buffalo and Dallas. Buffalo and Dallas. Team-wise, we're looking at Buffalo and Dallas. Wow, Buffalo put up 5 goals. Yeah, but that was against Arizona. Dallas, why is Dallas only getting 2 goals a game? Who have they been playing? Winnipeg, tough. Vancouver, tougher goaltending. Calgary, okay. Edmonton, they're scoring on. Carolina. Buffalo, goaltending-wise, I'm a little partial because my former roommate is the goaltending coach of the Buffalo Sabres, so I'm rooting for them here. How's Robin Leonard doing? I know there was a couple goals late. Buffalo was up by several goals, so this 4 doesn't really feel that bad. There's only another 4 here. Who are these teams against? San Jose's good. Detroit's bad, pretty much. Boston's pretty good. Kings. San Jose's good. Devils. They shut up the Devils. Islanders are scoring. Montreal. That's about right. It's not too bad. So tonight it's up against Dallas, who's not really scoring that many, and Kerry Lehtonen's playing pretty good. When he's playing last time was a week ago, if Lehtonen's playing. So, I think Dallas probably puts up 3 goals, unless Leonard plays better than average tonight, 2 or 3. And Buffalo, I don't know how much I like Buffalo's offense. So, what do you want to do if you're going to grab Dallas? I think you would like to do, Sagan and Ben can always have the big night. Klingberg, 3. Wow, look at that string of 5 games. But he's been in a mini slump. Radulov's been on fire. Yeah, Radulov is the one you want here. Grab Radulov and Ben. What's your salaries on these guys? Yeah, see how cheap Radulov is in comparison? And I guess, you can grab Klingberg too. He's a defenseman, right? Pretty sure. So yeah, the pieces of those 4, but I like grabbing Radulov and Ben especially, I think. Because Ben has, see how Ben has the huge over 8-point nights? He's 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Radulov's the only one to have a 9-pointer. Do you want to do anything? A second line Spezza's name has led him to not put up a lot of points this year. Asa Lindell, Stephen Johns, Janmark, Devon Shore. Devon Shore can always do a goal. This could happen. Devon Shore is a good pickup. And then who do you grab with him? Janmark? Or Asa Lindell, maybe on D. Grab Shore and then maybe one of those guys. That's not a bad pickup. Fuck, I don't think the 4th line is going to be that big. Now, as for Buffalo, Kane shoots a ton, so he might be an interesting pick anyway. Eichel, Pominville, Ryan O'Reilly, Pugliato, Poso. This is an interesting run. I like this lineup against Dallas today. Couple goals. These are a good threesome. Pouliot broke out. He's playing good. He was on fire last game. Grab these 3 on some roster, just in case. But against Dallas is not giving up too many, right? Yeah, it's looking pretty. Not scoring too many points, but not giving up too many goals. I think we're going to do Carolina and Arizona next. Carolina and Arizona. Teams that are close to each other on the slicer. So Arizona all of a sudden became an offensive powerhouse, and Carolina has a few guys I like offensively. You look at these, they spotty throw some big goals up, and Arizona will give up some goals, won't they? I think they will. Aranta's back. Aranta's given up 5 goals against Buffalo, right? Yep. Yikes. Oh boy. So Carolina's offense is to be watched. This game has over written all over it. This game is going to be a like 6-4 game. It's going to be the final of this game. Definitely going to be a lot of goals in this game. I called another over in a Carolina game the other night, and it hit against Colorado, I think. This one is also going to definitely be over. So I love this game. Let's talk about who we're going to take in this game, because you can see the combination. This is why I know it's going to be 5 where they're getting together. So here's what we're going to do. Carolina probably wins this game and gets the 6. So that's also what I like. So I think that who you want to grab is, I think, Lindholm. Aho has huge nights like this sometimes. I'm surprised he hasn't scored more than 6.5 this season. 1, 2, oh gosh, all right, all 4 of these guys. Williams, Falk, Teravina. Oh gosh, Rush. I want everybody here. Oh no. And Skinner, you can't let go of Skinner. And George, you're gonna hate me. I want you to take 8, 10 guys on this team. Okay. Second, third line guys. I guess. You need multiple rosters, and you need to have all those guys. Number 1 guy is Skinner, and then you got to watch out for which one of these lines is going to go off. But definitely take Skinner. That's all I'm going to say. You saw who I highlighted. Arizona, Clayton, Demers, Ekman Larson. Take them. Consider Stefan as well. I did the other night. It didn't totally work out for me. Dvorak has been super hot. You could pick up Domi with him. Fisher isn't bad either. These 3. I'm going to leave Nick Cousins alone because he doesn't really have big games. Zach Rinaldo played really well. How cheap is he? $2,800. So with Chicago and Minnesota, I think that you're looking at a Minnesota team that breaks out for some serious offense a lot of the time, actually. Wow. 35 goals in 10 games, 3.5 goals a game, except for that first one. And Chicago has woken up as well. And Chicago also seems to be shooting more. And interesting because the Minnesota goaltending, I believe, is pretty awesome. Crawford's outscoring Dubnyk. No way. No way. Slightly though, just slightly, right? 5.7 to 4.5. Dubnyk seems to be more consistent, and Crawford will. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. Crawford playing pretty darn good. So Minnesota's offense not really all that much this game. Dubnyk's going to give up 1 or 3. It's like a 3-1 game maybe. All right, so Chicago probably going to put it. All right, so there are some people on Chicago to take, obviously. As you can see, there spikes of green. It's been a while for all of them. Anisimov, I don't know. It's tough to see so spread out and not all that high. Cade. I don't like the game too much offensively. If you're going to grab anybody, I don't really know who to take here. And it's Winnick Cullen. That's interesting. Koivu, Spurgeon, Suter, Eric Stoll, Kunin, Dumba. I don't think there's going to be too much offense, but there'll be like a 3-1 game or something. I think. I'm kind of staying away. I think it's not as big as something like that Carolina-Arizona game, which I really like. Columbus and Tampa Bay. The Blue Jackets versus Tampa Bay. Columbus. That seems like that's going to be interesting. So yeah, Columbus breaking out. Look at this upward trend. Or at least pretty nice. No, they've had some offense. All right. No, Columbus, all right. I should not knock them. And big-time shots for Columbus. Tampa Bay not messing around, but not as consistent as they had been. So goaltending-wise, Vasilevsky is letting up some goals. Not too many. I mean, 1 and 2 for 4 out of the last 5 games. And a shutout? Oh, my goodness. But did he get pulled in one of these games, though? I think he might have. Somebody else played. See, Bobrovsky has normally been playing. Yeah, he is going to play. All right. And Bobrovsky will have a couple 3-goal games that he'll let in, but generally does well. Interesting. So I think that I don't think it's going to be a super over game, but these are 2 high-powered offensive teams, so you're going to want to take some players. This team's been breaking out. Let's see where that's happening. Looks like it's been Josh Anderson, Werenski. Seth Jones has cooled off, so I would lay away from him, but Anderson has heated up. And Anderson, Werenski, Boone Jenner, Tyler Mott. Take that. Bjorkstrand, only 1 out of those 4 games. Calvert is solid. Yep. Who's that guy? So Calvert, Boone Jenner, Mott, Anderson, Werenski. That's what you do there. Tampa Bay, you got to take Kucherov. You just can't not take Kucherov because this stuff happens. Kucherov, Stamkos. Yeah, they had an off game against who? Against the Rangers. Fine. Rangers did something to them. Take these 2 at least, maybe these 3. I'll stay away from Hedman. It's probably too expensive. Take Yanni Gourde is awesome now too. So Yanni Gourde's been playing great. Take Yanni Gourde. Take Braden Point. Take these 4. I know it's against, but there's going to be some offense in this game. Take these 4. If you're going to be messing around, sorry. Take these 3. Okay, I'll calm down. Colorado and Philadelphia. Colorado and Philadelphia. Colorado and Philadelphia. Colorado out of nowhere became an offensive powerhouse in 4 out of the last. Were those games all at home? I need to figure that out. Putting goals up against Carolina, that makes sense. Putting goals up against Chicago. Dallas. Only the Golden Knights are shutting them out. That was weird. Philly has slowed down. So here's a game where this game is in where? This game's in Philly at least. Philly's had some offense too, so what's the goaltending matchup? Colorado and Philly goaltending matchups got Varlamov and Nuvi. Former cap Nuvi. Nuvi playing pretty well with a weird Ottawa game. But in general, against pretty decent. Wow, only 1 goal against Florida. That's good. Only shutout against St. Louis. Wow. I guess he's playing well. So maybe Colorado isn't going to have the offense that they have had lately. Varlamov giving up 7. So Varlamov could get scored on. That's what the news is with this. See this? Look at this. He doesn't give up 1 goal. He'll give up 2, 3, 4, or 7. So Philly's offense is something to be reckoned with at home in this game. So let's do that. So Philly, that means this is all in play. All those 4, grab them. Couturier, Voracek, Giroux, Provorov. Provorov's going to block like 11 shots. I'll let Augustus Bear's back. Ooh, I don't know if he's back from injury. That's interesting. Keep an eye on that. I think you want to grab him if he is, because he's at the top of this list. So he's back from injury, take him. But check that. Take Simmons. That's going to probably lead to Simmons scoring. Watch this. Grab this. This is a hot roster. You need to grab this if he's back. I could take Brandon Manning, but it reminds me of Chelsea Manning, which is, I think his name was Bradley Manning. Never mind. It drives me nuts. I shouldn't let that affect me. He's got some points here, but he doesn't score enough. So stay away from him. Connect me I like, but stay away. Wheels. All right. So yeah, grab those 4. Gostisbehere, Simmons. Maybe you can grab Bradley Manning. Colorado had some scoring, but Nuvi's playing really well. So if you're going to grab a couple people, grab Ratton and McKinnon, but I'm expecting Nuvi to play well. Rocco Grimaldi and Andrighetto. This is nice looking. Tyson Barrie as well. These 3 maybe. This is 2 games. Keep an eye on this, although see a little more sample out of Grimaldi. They're getting scoring from all over the place. But I don't really like them tonight. So probably stay away from most of those guys. The Canadiens and the Jets. Now the Jets offense has been sick, nasty, and Scheifele has been like putting up insane craziness numbers. Pretty much the whole winning like a top point scorer, Scheifele and Wheeler, for the last couple times they've played. As you can see, big goals for Winnipeg, big goals for Montreal all of a sudden. Wow. How about that? So goaltending in this game, Connor Hellebuyck and Al Montoya. Oh, that's Montoya. That's not Price, because Price is recovering from injury. Watch out. Oh, my goodness. Another game you need to load up on Winnipeg. And Hellebuck's probably going to win this. Hellebuck's a good pick for goaltender this game. This game's in Winnipeg. A lot of reasons to like Winnipeg in this game tonight and like their offense. So I think that you can Wheeler and Scheifele without being said. Kyle Connor is the better sleeper here with the 6s and the 4s. So 1, 2, 3. Then Line woke up a little bit finally. Boy, you don't want to miss Line blowing up. Little really still not enough. I don't know if he's worth it. Ehlers, I think you take a gamble on this and grab one of them. Grab either Ehlers or Line and hope you get lucky. Maybe you grab Line and you get lucky. Line I think Armia. I think that's about it. 3 to 4 there, and then one of those 2 maybe. Montreal can also score some goals this game, but I wouldn't expect too much out of them. Matchy Pacioretty is always a good bet. Shea Weber's still putting up points. They are, wow, and Andrew Shaw. I wouldn't stay away from this thing entirely. Look at Brendan Gallagher on a tear. Grab Gallagher and Plekanec if you just grab 2. I don't think Hudon's going to have another game like he had, but Gallagher and Plekanec seem to be definitely Gallagher. Seems to be getting shots, and then you grab these 2. And that's could do Druin and Lehtonen, but I think I'm going to let it go because Winnipeg's goaltending is pretty good. Nashville and LA. Both teams have put up some goals last game and then kind of broken out a little bit more recently. Their goaltending situations are Rinne, who played really nice last night, and Darcy Kemper, who doesn't have a lot of action but has a couple wins. Well, interesting. I think there could be some offense in this game, and you don't want to knock Nashville, that even though they played last night, they did have some offense last night. So who did we do on Nashville and what happened last night? It was kind of weird. It was big defensively. That's interesting. The defense on Nashville is a nice point-scoring defense. So there's the Subban and Yossi situation. Yoshi is putting up enormous points, as you can see right there. So that's what you do is you grab Yossi, and Hartnell played really well last night. I think is cheaper. You kind of look at salaries and figure out what you want to do here. That Ekholm is extremely cheap. Is that true? Ekholm is only $3,500. That's interesting. So if you grab Yossi and yeah, I mean that's crazy. But you can look over salaries there to just figure out what you want to do. Subban, Forsberg couldn't finish really last night. Fiala, Irwin was playing well. Oh yeah, this guy Gaudreau, I heard his name a lot. I liked him, and Austin Watson also plays well. Grab these two. The second night out, I think you're going to see the fourth line a little more because they're going to be tired. Grab these two. Grab those two. I like that. Subban. All right. Kings. I think the Kings are going to score some goals this game too. Who's it going to be? Toffoli's been hot. Muzzin, Toffoli. Kopitar, Dustin Brown, Doughty. You go those three. Muzzin, Toffoli. You can grab Martinez if you want. Kempe. Yeah, you want to grab Kempe. Oh yeah, Pearson. I don't know why they're at the bottom. Is it because they're just breaking out? Something's going on here. Kempe has a huge game and he's only got 3 points. Why is that? Kempe is either hot or cold. I don't know. That's weird. I think you can grab these three though because of what they've been doing here. So second line matching up against second line Nashville, or oh yeah, and Camilleri. Don't forget about Camilleri. I like grabbing Camilleri, and Trevor Lewis seems to be scoring with them. So if you go deep, you can see that I'm kind of wanting you recently to stay away from the first line for some reason because they haven't had anybody with over a 5-point game in the last 5. But this line's been getting over the 5-point games recently, and this. So that's why I want you to look at these two, Camilleri, Lewis, and then 3 or 4 of these guys. But I like Pearson. I saw it play last night, and Toffoli's been super hot. So yeah. All right. Rangers against Florida. Rangers against Florida. And the Rangers seem to be waking up. Lundqvist played pretty well last time that I saw him play. And Florida's offense is also nice and has a sick line. What's the goaltending matchup tonight? And how many games do we have left to go? 3 games after this. Lundqvist did have Lundqvist playing good since he's been back from whatever this was a couple weeks ago. He's all right. Reimer going for Florida. OA. This means that this game is going to be higher scoring than it would have been anyway. Okay. I think this is going to be an over game also. 4, 5, 3. Yeah. And the Rangers are gonna score at least 3 goals this game, I think. So look at the Rangers offense. So what's been nasty with them has been Zibanejad, Buchnevich, Kreider, and now McDonough again. These 3, those are huge. They're gonna have a night like this again. It's gonna be something like that probably. I hope it's that or better. But it's going to be something like somebody's going to get 7, somebody's going to get 5, somebody's going to get 3 probably, I bet, at least. Where else is it going to come from? Zuccarello can do it. Nash can do it. Hayes always randomly does it. Shattenkirk pretty steady lately again. That's pretty good. So, VZ, JT Miller, Grabner, Killen, Buchnevich. I think that power play line 1... You got to grab just power play line 1 completely in this game. Just go power play 1 completely. And then on top of that, consider picking up Grabner. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you do. Florida has an awesome line. Florida has this line, which I love, which is Barkov, Huberdeau, Dadov, and even Ekblad can join in on this. It's amazing that Yandel can only score this much. But this is so disgusting, this line. And I love, see this, it does this, it does this. It's just phenomenal. It's a great. The only time they didn't do it was against the Blue Jackets that are really good goals. So throwing up the Rangers, Lundqvist is good, but he will give up a few goals. This line is gross. So you grab those three for sure, probably four. Have to do it. Don't want to have it kill you because it goes off in the game. If this, by the way, this game is going to be over. I really feel like that, but I really like the Rangers over more than Florida's over. But it's okay. This is going to be like a 5-3 game or something or more, 6-3, 7-4, something crazy. Not as big as the other game we said before earlier with Carolina, but this one's going to be big also. Trocheck and Verbata. Mark Syke is playing okay. So you want to consider grabbing them? Yeah, you do. That's it though. So these four and these two. Jared McCann back from injury, but I'm going to stay away from that. So we did those two guys. Moving on to Pittsburgh and Vancouver. Pittsburgh and Vancouver. Pittsburgh and Vancouver. Wow, talk about teams that are not scoring goals. What is going on? I noticed Pittsburgh has had a lot of change in personnel when I was doing a lot of my work on the updating of the lines and everything, really cleaning up this file. And you can see that there's a lot of struggling going on. Interesting. So don't like as much offense because these teams haven't been putting it up much. The goaltending situation is Murray playing well, I guess. That's looking pretty good. Less than 2 goals a game most of the time. And Markstrom, who's also been playing well and hasn't given up more than 2. Talk about a game that looks like an under. This game looks like an under. It looks like a 2-0 game or something that's going to happen, or 2-1 game. So keep that in mind if you're going to look at. I don't know who's going to win, but there's not going to be a lot of goals this game. So do you want to take anybody? They're huge names, but do you want to take anybody? I don't think so. Letang, Hornquist. I don't even talk about Crosby. I plead the fifth on Crosby all the time. Malkin and Rust. Take Malkin. I'm going to take one person. Take Malkin. I love Horvat and Berchi, but they haven't been producing as much the last couple games. They got Bester up there. I like that line. Normally, Pittsburgh does give up some goals sometimes. Pittsburgh does give up some goals sometimes, don't they? Right? Yeah, they've been switching around goalies. 2 and 3. I'm looking at Pittsburgh's old goaltenders, but I don't know. I think they're going to be... Vancouver's not doing it offensively. So let's just say that stay away from everybody. Dorsett, if you grab one guy on this team, he's been hot lately. So Dorsett is one of it. He's cheap too. 3,200. Yeah, Dorsett's a random guy to grab cheap, right? All right, let's move on to Toronto and St. Louis. Toronto and St. Louis. St. Louis and Toronto. More roommates and friends I have from college that work as equipment guy for the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis got shut out last game against somebody. Toronto's looking okay. Solid. I mean, very consistent 2 or 3 goals a game. That looks like a huge palindrome coming at you right there. That looks pretty nice. Goaltending wise, who's probable? Jake Allen, who's pretty consistent and pretty good, and Frederick Anderson, who's been a little streaky against some teams like Ottawa and Carolina. Can give up a lot of goals in a high-scoring game. St. Louis hasn't broken out offensively in how long? And now 4 goals. Now they can still score. I think that it's tougher for Toronto to get more than 2 clearly on Allen. And it's maybe the same situation for St. Louis on Toronto, but St. Louis can also break out for 4 easier. So if you're going to pick anybody offensively, I think you'd go with St. Louis guys over Toronto guys. But there are some really high-scoring Toronto guys. So St. Louis-wise, Tarasenko's a must-have. Schwartz with him. Shen hasn't been putting it up enough, nor Gunnarsson to make it worthwhile. Pietrangelo with those 3. Edmondson seems to want to get points. Stasny and Steen. So it's these three. Parayko hasn't done much like he used to. So these three, if you want to go first line, second line. And I guess that's all you need to do there. Toronto-wise, Matthews is, if you grab one guy, grab Matthews. I don't see a huge game. He seems to be Riley and Matthews are good. Marlowe I like as a standalone. And I think that's about it. Kadri can go off once in a while. He let me down last night. So Marlowe, Riley, Matthews, but I'm not taking too many Toronto guys in this game because Jake Allen's playing too good. Last game of the video. Washington, my Capitals versus the Bruins. Well, okay, Caps have been putting up some more offense lately. That's good. The Bruins are a decent team. Should be a very good game. Goaltending wise, Braden against Tuukka. Braden acceptable lately. 1, 2, 3. There was a 5-point game. 1, 3, 2. Well, these games can end up with a lot of goals for Boston. I think Boston's offense is what is a little more tantalizing to me than the Caps, because they have this. I always like Pasternak, Bergeron, Marchand. Those three are solid because they have games like that. That's solid. That's 18 points for three guys. That's awesome. It's pretty good. So I like those three. And then anybody else standing out? Riley Nash seems to be a cheap 3 or 4. I guess it says Heinen and Bjork. And Torrey Krug, but I don't like too much. But these three I'd grab. Caps wise, where's it coming from? Lars, I told you about Lars. Lars is still cheap, isn't he? 3,800. Grab him. Do it. Grab Lars Eller just because he's playing great. Looks like Beagle back in the lineup. Beagle and Chase. And that's an interesting combination. That's not bad. Try that. That's cheap too, right? If you need a cheap center and a winger, that's a cool combo. I haven't seen that recently. I think that's newer. I'm going to stay away from the first line. OV, going to try. I don't know if it's going to be a humongous game. I'm staying away, but a couple, weak guys. I don't think Caps are going to put up too much. That's going to be like a 3-2 game or something, or 2-1 game or something. I don't think it's going to be too many goals. So that is, I believe, everything. Have we gone through everything? If you want a copy of the file, go to kimberberman.com. I got to set it up for November. $20 I'll give one every day for November, and you'll get one out instead of the weekly thing, so that you can just have it and know it, because it's a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't cash last night in this nonsense, but I had a 41.9 night with a roster, and I felt good about what I picked, but I just didn't pick one team. So there's a lot of strategy to make sure you cover all your bases in a roster, but this is really helping to identify key guys. And it's fun to watch, and it's been pretty awesome. So anyway, may your players be scoring.